Another stupid stories in the lower left hand corner. We do have starting up here the Blue Protoss for Team Gravity. It's Serendipity. Will it be a happy accident for Team Gravity today? I don't think there's a way for there to be a happy accident in the outcome of this whole series. Like, surely they're not gonna accidentally win. Surely they're gonna go out there and, you know, try and win them best. And I'm pretty sure they can't be. I'm pretty sure there can't be a happy accidental loss. Like, oh, we accidentally lost. How wonderful. No, I don't think Serendipity's name will reflect the series at all here. Maybe the match. Maybe he'll accidentally forget something or put down 2 or something. I'm just pulling at strings. In the other right hand corner, the Dutch Zerg player to start off here. 480 Gaming. It's Jonah. Going for the spawning pool first. Going to be opening up nice and safely before leading down to the natural expansion to throw down his hatchery here. So Jonah just going to get this started, get this going. And we'll be waiting a little while to see what's really going to happen in this game. Of course, it was a gateway expansion over here for our Protoss player. Still in the second gas up right now. There's a cyber core coming down. So it's going to be a fairly standard expansion, it would seem. This probe coming across the map to get a little bit of early scouting information. We'll want to just head in towards the main base, try and spot any gases, expansions, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, this probe comes by this natural hatchery and comes into the main base and doesn't see anything too much just yet. These 2 lings will have a little bit of a speed boost on this creep, of course, and that will get them quite a few hits off on this probe. So this probe in a little bit of trouble as it turns the corner. It will take 1 more hit, and now it's just 1 hit away from death. Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. And just in a puff of smoke, the little probe does vanish. No scout on this 3rd hatchery, which is pretty, a little bit frustrating maybe, I guess. More than anything, because now he doesn't know is there a 3rd hatchery coming up. He can't really go back in the main to recheck the gasset, which has been taken as well. Jonah just heading up to this fast free base. Of course, his idea in this game is basically just to get his own economy up and to look to defend. What his opponent is going to put towards him. Still no expansion down here for our Protoss, but I mean this is interesting. I mean, he's currently boosting out a 2nd Stalker now, so we may very well see just, I think almost definitely we'll see with 2 Stalkers. We will definitely see him just moving across the map here and maybe try and pick off some Overlords, or in fact he's going to find 1 Overlord here immediately. So this is pretty nice. Doesn't even have to head over to the other side of the map to get this one. This is going to be a nice early Overlord pickup here. Jonah immediately starts another couple of Overlords, knowing this will supply block him. And these Stalkers won't actually move any further across the map, though if they did, they probably could do a little bit. I mean, maybe get a Queen at the front here, at least force some Zerglings. You know, I think it's very safe for him to move across the map. They could probably take out these Zerglings, or at least clean out the tower, force the Zerglings to move away. So, I feel there could have been a little bit more done here by Serendipity with that, but he just sits back at home, doesn't feel like it's worthwhile moving across, and adds on a Forge as well as a Stargate here to basically just say that he's going to head into a much longer game. I mean, when you go for the Stargate in general, there's very few builds where you stick around on 2 bases after you put down a Stargate, because, you know, you invest in these units which are very good at harassing, but not very good at killing. So, unless it's some kind of 7-gate Void all-in, generally it's going to be a macro-based game anyway, and that's reinforced here by seeing this Forge coming down as well. Mothership Core gets turned away from the 3rd base, but does get that scout off, so that's important as well, just to know the 3rd base is up, to know that he's, you know, actually committing to 3 bases. He's not just going for some kind of 2-base roach bust or something crazy like that. Oracle on the way right now. That's going to actually be rallied into the main base, but we'll see which direction he takes it in. Jonah with no anti-air really just yet, apart from his queens. Now, a queen cannot take on an Oracle, providing the Oracle starts hitting straight away. The Oracle will kill off a queen here, so quite important to, I mean, it'd be nice for him to get Spore Crawlers down, because with some Spore Crawlers down, he would be able to, you know, pretty much just take no damage, but that's not been, we're not seeing that at all just yet. And this first Oracle is about to start moving out on the map, and it looks as though it will avoid all of these Zerglings. Yes, it will, so a bit of a spike there. So yeah, these Zerglings coming out the front can't really get through, and this Oracle has gone unscouted so far, but there we actually have Spore Crawlers on the way up here. So did Jonah see anything? No, he just says, right, for safety's sake, you know, DTs and Stargate builds, you know, they kind of hit about this time. So best to get my Spore Crawlers up and running. Queen comes in, gets the first couple of shots off, and combined with the Spore Crawler, the Oracle is not able to get a single kill. Coming down to the natural now, has to be very careful. Takes another hit from the Queen in the main, and this Oracle just has to get straight on out of here. So Jonah not being greedy at all, being very safe, being very careful with what he decides to do, and he's getting rewarded for it. Now that Stargate has been a complete waste of investment. I mean, yes, he's still got the Oracle on the map, and the Oracle's still fairly useful. I mean, it's going to be good for scouting throughout the game. It's going to be good as well for generally just spotting around, seeing armies, making sure he knows where the armies are, using Revelation, maybe Envision if necessary, but probably not. Revelation would be the main thing we're probably going to see from this now. Shields recharge at will, maybe try and pick off a couple of workers here or there, but can't really find a way in. Anyway, in particular, ooh, just keeps that alive on 10 HP, gets a single worker kill. And, well, we have a ton of Zealots coming up here for serendipity towards the Zerg's base, but this Zergling has spotted this here. Now, Jonah doesn't really have too many units just yet, but it's going to take a while for these Zealots to move over towards this base. So, with +1, how many gateways are we on here? Well, we're on just 3 gateways, so it's not really any kind of major attack by any stretch of the imagination, but it's basically, again, looking to just punish a greedy Zerg player, which is exactly what that Oracle was hoping to do as well. And I mean, right, so far we've seen the Oracle not really do too much if these lings start committing onto this. Time all coming down, these Zealots are doing an okay-ish job, so there's a lot of rushes at Jonah actually attacking moving his creep teamer right now. A lot more units going to continue coming out, and he's going to get a spine crawler up here as well. And it looks as though the rest of this should just die off. Not too much real damage done, his Oracle's still sitting away, and Serendipity, his whole build so far has been kind of hoping that Jonah's being greedy, hoping he didn't make spore crawlers, hoping he didn't make some defensive units, but so far Jonah's been very safe. I mean, yes, he only made these extra units because he saw them Zealots coming in with good scouting, but still, I mean, he's just being safe, and a couple of workers have gone down to this Oracle that gets picked off there by that Queen. Just caught a glimpse of the end of the life of that Oracle there. And Jonah very smartly, of course, just going to pick up all of these pylons around the map. Now, Serendipity, he didn't necessarily commit loads to that kind of attack there. It would be nice if the Zerg had lost a few drones, whether it be to the Oracle or to the Zealots, but it wasn't essential here. He's already got his third base on the way with Blink and +2 behind us. The third base could have been faster if he didn't invest in that bit of an attack, but it's by no means the end of the game right now, as Jonah doesn't really have enough to move on in here and just shut down his third base immediately. He's going to Aspire behind this. We actually see an Immortal on the way out for Serendipity, so maybe a little bit anxious about an attack coming in, but I feel he's pretty safe, especially with the force fields and maybe a few more warpings. There's a huge gateway explosion starting to come up now, so he starts to really get onto the real free base production. Lings try and come in, but again, they're not really going to be able to do too much. Jonah, feeling confident, he immediately puts down a base at the gold for his 4th. So, he's saying, I feel like on this map I'm going to be able to control the space, and I'm going to be able to control where your army is, because, taking this space, it's a bit risky, because the Protoss player, if they, move up the map, they can very quickly come up here and attack your gold, or they can even harass from the low ground, especially once Colossus come out. So, Jonah is basically saying, I believe I'm going to be able to control this map for the majority of this game. Creep teamers continue to come down and just spread this creeper forward here. And Rocks getting taken down. So Jonah just opening up the pathways between his bases, getting some creep between here. It's going to be pretty important. I mean, again, most of your reinforcements will come from the main and natural, so it'll be important to get these over and into a fight here ASAP. Fleet Beacon already on the way here for Serendipity. Looks as though he did scout that Spire, and it's going to be the Mutacorruptor composition from Jonah. So, second Stargate, Phoenix production beginning. We're going to just go into the air battle here in this ZVP. I mean, a composition war, which we've seen so many times as of late, has become more and more popular for the Zerg to go for Mutacorruptor. And of course, the more popular response has been to, well, pretty much the only response is to get a sizable number of Phoenix out, because otherwise you're just not mobile enough to really contest the air army of the Zerg. Jonah going to expand to the 5th base as well. Now, this isn't what I would necessarily call the best map to be able to just come around and to really play Mutalisk based style on, because as the Cybernex Culture upgrade gets empowered there, and the Stargate as well, that's pretty huge. But basically, I mean, one of the real strengths of Mutacorruptor is you're mobile, you're agile, you can get around the map very, very easily. However, Jonah, one way Zerg's tried to abuse that is taking expansions all over the map. Here on Overgrowth, it's a very narrow map. There's not really that many bases to take. It's not like Aldazim or Frost. So, while Mutacorruptor is definitely still viable on this map, it's not as strong as on some other maps. And you know, something I actually saw Soral doing quite a lot when I casted him is he always seems to, whenever he feels like a base trade is about to come, or even before then, he always just takes a hatchery down here just in case a base trade does occur. So he already has a base down and set up, and you know, the pros player almost never checks down here, because what is there ever going to be down here against a Zerg player? And I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know how logistically it works out. I guess he just, I mean, again, I've only really seen Soral doing it. We actually have Jonah going in for a big attack right here. No wall in here on the on the natural, so Lings and Roaches are going to get in towards that main. At the same time, we're seeing the Muses and Corruptors dance with the Phoenix here. They're getting that power at the front, but the Roaches and, Roaches and Lings are just going to town. These Roaches are going to try for this Stargate. Shutting down some of the Stargate production would be huge. And at the same time, we see Roaches over at the third base as well. Zal's being walked in to deal with this. These Roaches getting lifted up by the Phoenix, now the Lings cleaned up as well. I don't think we actually lost that many workers there. No, not really. So I don't think actually we saw any worker kills at all out of from our Zerg player. So, you know, gets into the main base, but doesn't do too much. However, killing off a Stargate is definitely important. Limits his opponent to a single Stargate production. And that definitely hurts him in terms of building a composition to really fight this. His Roaches at the third base didn't achieve all too much either in the end. And Phoenixes will just finish up cleaning these out. Alright, so Lings coming down this right hand side of the map. They're going to maybe look to run to the mineral line here, but the army's well positioned to deal with that. Robobay on the way, again, you know, usually we'd see this earlier, but because of the fact we've seen the Mutalisk and Corruptor play, it's they're coming out a bit late, and I wonder if they're even necessary right now, as the Mutalisk and Corruptors pick up another pylon / cannon here, and get out once again. You know, what use are Colossi going to be right now, if you think about it, and Phoenix getting picked off here, because Colossus is just going to get absolutely shredded by this air army, right? Like, I think the better investment may very well have been to go into Templar Archives, start going into either Storm or maybe even just Archons. It'd be really nice to have that splash damage against the Muses and the Corruptors here. You know, they're not as mobile, but they definitely do a better job of just defending the army in general. Muses thinking about committing in here, but decide not to in the end. And Phoenix will continue to chase out, but the Corruptors turning around, just picking off a lot of these. The Void Ray may be going down as well, left on very low HP. And Jonah will just get away. 7-Dipty still just continuing on, trying to just defend his 3 bases right now. As Jonah back at home, I mean, he's mining off this gold base, mining off the 5th base too. He's in a good position, and look at this, he's found an opening to come in towards the main, gets another of these Stargates here. Now we have just seen a couple more Stargates come up in production, but losing any Stargates is never really going to be a good thing. Maybe stuck around a little bit too long though, does lose a fair few Mutalisks, so not so bad for 7-Dipty in the end, but 16 workers killed over at this third. These Lings have actually come in and done a fair amount of damage. And that is pretty substantial here. Now 7-Dipty is only on 62 workers, Jonah on 87. 7-Dipty really needs to just get himself a break so he can build up an army and really fight. Like, if he had Archons, it really does, once the army gets there, it really does stop their meters from sticking around quite so long. You might see, I think the side of an X-Core could have been a good pick off there, but he's just going to go for probes instead. We're just seeing more and more of these continuing to be picked off. 30 probes killed in the recent times. And Joe's actually committing here a little bit. And now starting to back off, but we'll get quite a few units on his way out here. Thinks about grabbing that Immortal too, but doesn't quite have the damage on from his units to go for that. A few more Stalkers walking in here, coming back in, and again just trading very, very slowly. He can afford to trade. I mean, he's getting a 6 base established right now as these units get turned away once again. So I mean, you know, he can really afford to trade considering his opponent is stuck on these 3 bases with much fewer workers. And +3 about a finish for 7-Dipty, which is, you know, that's nice, I suppose. It's useful. Infestation bit on the way down here for Jonah, and I mean, don't really know if he needs infestors, but he may just very well go into Hive to continue free upgrades, etc, etc, etc as well. So Jonah looking as though he now might launch an attack down towards this bottom right hand side. There is a 4th base being established here. I don't think that's going to last too long. This Zealot is going to get ripped to shreds. Nope, yes he is. Shot down from above, and Meters just commit straight onto this Nexus here. Phoenix do come in, they will look to help out as much as they can. There's Outwalking as well, being pretty useful, but in cleaning up the Zerglings. But I mean, again, you already lost the base, that's the main issue here, as some Stalkers flipping underneath. And ooh, the Phoenix going a little bit too far there, not the best of control by 7-Dipty. You know, this is one of the real issues he's having. Whenever he trades, he's not keeping his Phoenix alive, so he's never really getting to a huge, scary number of Phoenix. He's lost 16 Phoenix throughout the game. Now he has killed off 27 Realists, but again, he is the player who benefits a lot more, and he can't really rebuild as fast, so it's really important to have been keeping his Phoenix alive. Now, building 3 at a time is going to help out. Of course, losing the Stargates throughout the game didn't help him with that either. The 4th base got dies off once again here. Dark Shrine on the way down as well, so he's maybe just looking for the DTs to help him out a little bit. And Jonah just trading against whatever he can for basically free here. I mean, he's taking very minimal damage. The Phoenix come in, but one of them just gets one shot, and it looks as though Jonah has just had enough. He's just going to commit onto this army now. And I mean, there's more than enough here for him right now. Everything going down for Serendipity. Jonah looking good in game number 1, taking the AT game enough to the start. We expect to see, and securing a 1-0 advantage here in this best of 7 all-kill match for the quarterfinals of the SC2Improve Team League Season 2 playoffs. Wow, I mean, Jonah just playing fab there, and Serendipity really having troubles just dealing with the Muralists. I mean, it's as simple as that. A few things went wrong for him, really losing them Stargates a couple of times, really slowed down that Phoenix production alongside not having enough Phoenix all the time. He made the Robo Bay, which he never used. That may as well have been a Templar Archives. That definitely would have beefed up his composition a little bit. So, not the best of games from Serendipity. His early harassment really didn't do anything to slow down Jonah as well, and that really led to him having a later 3rd base too. So that also has a little bit of an effect in the long run of things. Alright, so it's 1-0 right now to AT Gaming. This is the start we would have expected them to get. They are the favourite teams here, and you know, this does scare me a little bit for Gravity. The other day when we saw AAA really push Vega Squadron and give them a run for their money, AAA got off to a 2-0 lead, so the underdogs, they had the momentum there, they had the power to keep on just pushing forward, and you know, they could afford to then lose some games. But Gravity here, they're going to have to go in with their own player, their own map, which is good. But even if they even up this series, they'll be then playing on AT Gaming's map with AT Gaming's player to see who's going to take that lead. So, great start here for AT Gaming, and it's going to be very worrying, I feel, for Gravity to lose Serendipity early on. Now, they do have a lot of other strong players. Is Raynor, Blast, they're Koreans. Kreos as well, the Canadian Zerg player. And most importantly, I think Space Marine is probably going to be their ace player today. The Danish Protoss player as well. A player to keep your eyes open for. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break here while we get the next map and player set up. So, and we'll be back with game number 2 as soon as we can. If you're enjoying the show, make sure to hit the follow button on Twitch. We're coming up to 1,000 followers. When I went live today, we needed 12 more followers. So if we can make that today, that would be absolutely crazy. We've already had, I don't know, my email's not updating. We've already had a couple of followers, so we need 10 more. 10 more followers to 1,000. And that would be absolutely awesome. Guys, we'll be back in 3 minutes time with more SC2Improve, well, the next match here from the SC2Improve Team League quarterfinals between AT Gaming and Team Gravity. Don't go too far, because this, I feel, probably will heat up a little bit as a series. I mean, if that first match was anything to go by. Team Gravity putting up a stellar performance throughout the season. They came very close to beating Vega Squadron, but didn't quite make it in their group. They did beat Cascade. They went 7-4 overall. They had a bit of a tough start, but after their tough start, they really came back and into their element for the rest of the season. And here they are. They've made it to the playoffs, the quarterfinals right now, against AT Gaming, who looked as though they were going to go undefeated for a lot of the season. Before, just at the end, against All Authority, did actually manage to take them down 4-3, I think that was. So pretty solid performance by AT Gaming as well, but showing that they're not completely invincible, and that's definitely something you've got to remember here. I mean, no team is really invincible. We've seen my Insanity fall numerous times this season, and yeah, so we're just getting into the second map here. We're waiting for Jonah to be ready, and we're going to jump on into this game. So, got a correction, Kreos is not Canadian, he's American. So, yeah, that was a bit of a mistake by me. So we've got an American here going up against the Dutch player as we head into Frost for map number 2. It's going to be a ZVZ between Kreos and Jonah, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to load on into this game right now and see which way this is going to go and see whether Jonah can take another game here for AT Gaming and continue their solid run so far in the SC2ITL Season 2. In the upper left hand corner, the blue Zerg player from AT Gaming. It's Jonah. In the lower left hand corner, the purple Zerg player from Gravity. Again, going to be looking to even up this series. It's Kraos. Right, give me a quick moment here, guys. I started out tweeting, and then I actually forgot to finish my tweet, which is not great. And it's also not great when you don't know Kraos' Twitter, but that is the correct one. Perfectio. Okay, one more moment. Yeah, we're back. What happened in the chat? Okay, not too much, just discussing healthcare. Fascinating. No early pools here to begin with, so we're just going to be having a nice slow start. Looks as though it's a hatch first, at least from Kraos, and it looks the same from Jonah, so I was going to say, I think that's the second time Jonah said good luck, have fun, and it is. The hatch first from either player. Kraos into a second drone and into a drone after the hatch, and Jonah doing the same. So mirrored build so far. Jonah seems to be a little bit behind for whatever reason. A little bit faster starting that second drone up, but that's probably because Kraos is saving for his pool already. So Jonah being a little bit greedy overall. Really kind of busting out a few more drones, and now actually taking an extractor as well. So he will, in the end, kind of win the build order advantage. I mean, he's been ever so slightly greedy in terms of number of drones he's made after his hatchery. So, you know, he's okay. He's done good, and it's not a huge advantage. But what could be interesting is the kind of it could be the difference between this gas here for Jonah and what so far is no gas for Kraos. Now we're still at the kind of time in the game where we can see just a single gas being taken. But Kraos may very well opt to open gasless as well. So we'll see what he wants to do. As Jonah, I mean, he sees everything here. He sees the he came in with this overall. He saw this hatchery first, and he saw that sees now that it's completely gasless play from his opponent. Unfortunately, Kraos is not going to be so lucky. He's going to get an Incesa hatchery first by the timing this is just finished up. You know, it can't have been a Punta hatchery. He might actually get in to see this gas. Now, that's the real thing which is making the difference right now. Jonah actually pulls out of gas here now. Something I always say when we have a hatch first into gas into pool is that, you know, this really does lend itself to some kind of just mass ling play. So quite often called a ling flood, where Jonah may very well he's completely pulled out of gas after 100, so he's going to get metabolic boost, but then he's probably just going to focus fully on minerals and just mash out as many lings as he can. He's going to mash that Z key and make as many zerglings as he can, move across the map, attack as quickly as he can, and try and just catch Kraos off guard, or try and break through any wall that Kraos is going for. Now, Kraos is playing gases, so it is probably very likely that he will have a wall up. There's that double gas now coming down for him, so he's going to probably head straight into roaches here. And generally we will see a double Evo chamber and a roach roaring at the wall to try and hold off. So that could be enough for him here. We'll see in a few moments' time if Jonah's really going to commit to this. The lava's starting to pop out, and he is just going to actually continue drawing. So he's not going to use his metabolic boost here at all. He's just going to go for the more economic focused route and just drone as much as he can. He's going to, once these next set of drones finish, he's pretty much even with his opponents. So he takes a fast fade base. Now this is something you can always do against this gasless play, because, you know, Kraos isn't going to have speed for a long time, so there's nothing to realistically punish you for taking this fast fade base. There's that Rotron coming down here. Now, something that will maybe be a bit of an issue throughout the game for Kraos, or at least in the mid game, is going to be holding on to his third base, because these Zerglings do have metabolic boost and slash Zergling speed for Jonah. He's going to be able to be very aggressive in terms of always moving towards his opponent's third base, always looking to pounce and just force a cancel there. And that is mobility, which Jonah can definitely try and abuse, and, you know, to try and use and justify investing gas early on to get that speed 4. I'm going to lose an overload here. But Kratos isn't going to have that kind of mobility. Going into full gas though, he's actually just going to go straight into lair. So he goes gasless into lair, which I assume is going to be Mutalisk. So, well, he's just got an Evo Chamber finishing, so maybe not. But, you know, he's not really rushed into his upgrades as fast as we do see some players do. And there's that +1. And there's a Rotron coming down. No, it's going to be second Evo. Okay, that makes more sense. Kuku is actually being killed off here, here and there by Jonah, just trying to limit the mobility over towards this third base. And again, that's important because he's going to want to try and strike here and pick this off as many times as he can and really delay it to give himself an advantage. I guess it's just going to be roach speed from fairly quickly from Kratos. Roach speed, and with that roach speed he can just go for a +1 timing, I suppose. Jonah is going into a lair of his own right now. It looks as though he wants to play Mutalisk. He's got a single Evo Chamber down. Okay, now he starts actually +1 missiles, but still no roach run. Okay, he just have a roach run too, so I completely missed that. Work accounts even so far. Link's battle is going on a little bit. We actually have seen Kratos decide to invest in that circling speed. So while he didn't invest in it very early on, he did invest in it in the end, and it might actually pay off for him here as he does immediately come towards his third. Roger's pop out just in time for Jonah, but he will lose one drone. Nothing too major though. Jonah actually still ahead by 4 workers here, and we're just coming out on either side now. Still going to be an upgrade advantage here for Kratos, and he's going to have about 50-60 seconds to really hit the timing, where he's going to have +1 in roach speed and his opponent isn't. So this is a really important time for Kratos because he has not got third base as fast as his opponent. He will definitely start to fall behind in economy if he's not careful. But now he's fighting a little bit too early here. He doesn't quite have that +1 just yet. And Jonah maybe going a bit too far for the creep here. He really needs to kind of just hold tight and wait, because again, he is going to be behind on these upgrades very, very soon. Starts with a spine crawler again. That's the kind of thing we need to see from him. Roach speed about to come up here for Kratos as well, and this timing is about to come in. He repositions the spine crawler, will help a lot defensively. As we see more and more roaches just coming out. 14 roaches at one time in the production tab just there for Jonah for a slight second or two. +1 now finishes for Kratos. He's going to go towards the natural where there is not a spine crawler, but there's just an overwhelming number of roaches here for Jonah. And that earlier third base is really starting to pull off that slight worker advantage he's had throughout this game. Really just paying off by giving him a few more roaches here to deflect the roaches of Kratos. That +1 not really able to come into fruition just yet for Kratos. Having to head back home. He's got +1 carapace about to finish, but that's not too much of a significant change. And he does still have a bleed on +2. So going home, probably just going to go into +2 and maybe try and hit again with another timing. We'll have to see Jonah make sure he really does need to make sure he goes straight into a +2 of his own very quickly. Where's the Evo Chamber? There it is, and he does go into that very quickly. So about a 60-second gap here between that, where again Kratos will have a little bit of a timing if you can muster up enough roaches to really make that upgrade advantage significant. +2 carapace starting up as well here. So again, the double evolution chamber against the single evolution chamber play. Jonah does now invest into his second Evo, so he will actually have +1 before the +2 finishes in terms of carapace upgrades. I mean, so right now we're kind of sat in this kind of, I suppose, a bit of a dull stage because no one's really attacking, no one's really doing anything. Players just, you know, macroing up. We've got Burrow on the way for Kratos. Now that's a little bit interesting, of course. That can mean a couple of different things here. The Burrow and Tunneling Claws. I mean, basically he's going to try and use that to abuse Jonah and just be able to heal up his roaches, but also to begin a little bit of roach harassment. Now, Jonah doesn't really have any detection on the map just yet. He doesn't have any overseer, and that will create a bit of an issue because these roaches are going to be able to engage and start burrowing and healing up as soon as they start getting low on HP. So that's going to be really, really useful for Kratos. And again, it kind of adds towards this timing here with this +2 missile attacks, which is just about to finish up. Now we should see Kratos move across the map now if he wants to really try and punch that. And he does actually burrow a singular roach. Okay, a handful of roaches here actually, which may very well try and just they're actually going to go towards the third base, it seems. And no, they might have a bit of a fight here. These roaches go straight underneath, and this is huge. Jonah is on the counter attack. Oh, did he see them? I don't think so. He's got an overseer over here, but he's not moving it backwards. So this is pretty huge. I mean, the spine crawler will have Queen's Transfuser unless he targets down the Queen first. And now an overseer does pop up, but nice decision making. Targets down the Queens first. The roaches are here though from Jonah. They got back here pretty quickly. However, it means he is out of position to deal with this big attack up the left hand side from Kratos. And these roaches actually splitting off in different directions. Isn't too sure where he actually wants all of them to go. A couple pop up over towards the third base. A few of them just still left over here. Fourth base cancelled by Jonah as Kratos moved in and took that down. He's going to be able to move back over here now. 6 workers killed. So these 2 roaches in the back of this snap in this third base doing some fairly decent damage here. And continue to pick away. That's now 7 workers killed. They will get cleaned up now. The roaches coming out over in the natural as well. He did sneak through that. The overseer had vision, but Jonah wasn't really paying enough attention. These target fire down the last couple of workers. Yes, they do. That's 12 workers killed, and that puts Kratos at a 7 worker lead, and is still kind of splitting up roaches, trying to find a way in towards his opponent. He feels like he's got an advantage now. He's going to go into a Hydralisk then. Jonah already with Hydralisks on the way though, and I mean, Kratos can't really fight right now. He needs to really wait until he gets Hydras of his own, because even a couple of Hydras here really will just add so much to this army for Jonah. It will add so much DPS, and it could definitely mean the difference here. It looks as though we might have a bit of a fight. There's still that +2 carapace advantage, but it's very, very minimal, of course, and not as effective as +2 attack. And we have some more roaches once again, looking as though they want to try and... Ooh, where's my mouse going? Sneak up here, but where have they gone? Okay, they stopped just short. Jonah has overseers all over the place now, just to make sure that this doesn't really happen too much again. Kratos hits a supply block as he loses an overlord. But he's still got a lot of kind of dominance on the map here. He has his own 4th base about to finish up, so he's really using this map control to his advantage here. And as he sees this army over here, he might try and leap towards the 3rd. What's he want to do? Oh, well, he has a great opportunity here, but he's on move command. And he will actually start picking off a lot of these units of his opponent. Now, he has not got the roach advantage here, because he's got a lot of roaches up to the north, not really fighting. He's going to disengage from this. I mean, Jonah sees that these roaches are now actually dead, and this is a huge mistake by Kratos, as Jonah at the same time attacks towards this 4th base. Kratos should not have been over here with these, well, he should have been over here with these roaches, but he could have killed the base in the time it took, and now he's actually going to lose his own 4th base in his counter-attack, and all of a sudden everything just went wrong. Now he will keep these roaches alive, which is very important. Keeping them alive is huge, and he will be able to clean this up, but 4th base killed now on either side of the map. Both players heading into these Hydralisks as the Hydra upgrades are about to start kicking in. Jonah seems to have forgotten his mythical augments. Now he does start that. He goes into an infestation pit too, so we're seeing the transition out of just the pure roaches here. We've already seen the Hydras coming up, but from Kratos, we're going to see the continued tech, not only to probably high for free, but maybe even to see some infestors as well. As both these guys, there's a couple of overseers here, there, and everywhere. This overseer looks as though it's going to go down as well. And nice, another little, just tiny pick off here for Kratos, who once again reestablishes his 4th base and holds the map control. Both players helping each other out in terms of taking down these rocks. But again, it's Kratos with the positioning at the bottom of this ramp, forcing Jonah to have to walk into a concave if he wants to take a fight. Army supplies are very, very even here. The the unit counting station actually shows us Kratos has a couple more Hydras, but Jonah has a few more roaches, so a little bit of extra tankiness here. But here come these roaches once again towards his 3rd base, and well, Jonah loses his 4th base, which he's just trying to put down, but he will commit onto this army right now. Will it be enough? At the same time, the roaches are going to be cleaned up over here, but this is the main detailed place to pay attention to right now, and Jonah just absolutely crushes through. And this is pretty major here. 9 more workers have been lost for Jonah, but he's going to pick off so much as Kratos just tries to retreat. Kratos having to spend the whole of his bank just to get close to maxing out once again here. Jonah in the meantime spending his bank on, Kratos still also spending his bank on upgrades as well. And that will hurt him a little bit. He loses this 4th base once again. But as he's investing into pathogen glands, as he's investing into Hive, he can't really remax. He doesn't quite have enough money for that. So that is kind of, he didn't take the best of fights there, and Jonah will probably now finally be able to establish this 4th base, a 4th base on the way, coming up for Kratos in a different location now, really changing this around, changing that up, and there's the infestation pit for Jonah now. This is a pretty huge timing still for Kratos. If he goes for free, which I think he might, and he just defends for a while, once that free kicks in, he's going to have so much time to try and just do so much. 3 hatcheries, he's double expanding. Okay, so he's expanding here and here, and he's thrown down a macro hatch too, so I'm not sure if he feels like he doesn't have enough love. I mean, he's got plenty right now. Infest is starting to pop out, so that's a composition advantage we will see from our Purple Zerg. It's a composition advantage which could be pretty huge. I mean, Infestors are always kind of game changers, and there's going to be 6 of them on the map right now. Jonah heading into his own Infestors too, though, so we're starting to see things begin to even out. There's that +3 as well, but I mean, still, that's going to be a long advantage here for Kratos with that. That's actually 2 minutes of the game. where he'll have +3 and Jonah will not. I don't think now's the time to be attacking. Like, I just really don't think now's the time to attack. You know, you're literally waiting on +3 to come in. You've got some infestors, yes, but you're attacking into a concave. You could just wait and get an upgrade advantage, but you don't. I don't think this is the right time to attack. And Jonah, he says, well, I think it's the right time for me to attack, and I definitely would agree with that. You can see Kraus doesn't really actually want to take an engagement because he keeps falling back here. Now just land a fungal growth, but he's getting surrounded from all sides. He really needs to land some fungals here. And Infestor trying to join up with the army gets picked up. Kraus just losing a lot of units for free. And again, not the best of trades for Kraus. Our American Zerg player, Jonah, is continuing to stand strong here. His own infestors will be on the way out here very, very soon. Kraus just remaxing on rotas right now. Again, that +3 timing is going to be pretty huge. Having +3 when your opponent does not is definitely significant. So if you can try and take a fight, once that +3 finishes, then I would definitely agree with that. You'll have a lot of time to try and do that. Jonah actually killing off some roaches here so you can afford some more infestors. So you can see both these guys just kind of tweaking their composition to whatever they feel is just perfect. 4 infestors out here for Kraus as 2 of them died in that last fight. 6 on the way for Jonah. So I mean overall, if we go back to the unit tab, we have pretty even roach numbers. We have very even hydra numbers. We're going to have pretty even infestor numbers as well. So the only real difference is going to be that Kraus has this +3 a little bit faster here. +3 carapace is the same time for both players. Overseer just still moving around between these bases. Another roach hit squad coming in towards this third base, but look at Jonah just investing a ton of spine crawls over here, and these roaches will not achieve anything at all. You know, there's vision on the high ground already, so not going to achieve much at all here. Jonah now, the player who's beginning to move out a little bit more you know, ambitiously onto the map. This base is still down here for Kraus. He's just mining minerals here right now. I'm mining gas over at this base. Probably saying it's more likely I'll lose this base again, so it's important to just get the gas out of here first. +3 is not quite here yet for our purple Zerg. It's going to be there just now. Fungal growth coming in from either side. The fungals are really good, blocking a lot of the hydras out of the army, and they have hydras which are not fighting here for Jonah, but Jonah just seems to have too much. He's continuing to move on forward. The +3 advantage doesn't seem to mean anything. 50 roaches in the remax for Jonah. Kraus needs to spend his money. 38 roaches on the way for him, and Jonah does definitely win that fight, backs off and keeps all of his expensive units alive. All of the infestors, a lot of the hydralisks as well, and that's really important here as Kraus just remaxing purely on roaches. He kind of needs some more minerals. With some more minerals he'd be able to actually afford to head into some more hydras, etc., because he does have the gas, just not the minerals. Here's the remax from Jonah though, and he's already on the aggressive, looking to push on forward and push through and maybe try and just go for the winning fight right now. Infestors are being pulled backwards. They may leave around the fungal growth just to stay alive, but this is just not really good position here. There's one fungal growth, but that's pretty much all he's got. He's got a couple more, and it's going to be Jonah with the concave and the hydra number as well in his favour. +3 still in favour of Kraus, but it just doesn't seem to be enough right now as Jonah is dancing, and Kraus, just as he sees that dance, he is out of there. He is not sticking around to be humiliated any longer. GG, and Jonah takes AT Gaming now to a 2-0 lead. The score we were maybe expecting to see today, maybe, but it'd be nice to see Gravity maybe go for a little bit of a comeback here in game number 3. Be interesting to see who they do send out next. They've still got a lot of maps to pick from. They can really pick a map which they feel is good to play against Zerg on. So it is kind of okay for them to try and come back in this third game, but you know, it's never going to be ideal, always fighting from behind. So Jonah, unstoppable right now. 2 very strong, just macro-orientated games. Maybe Gravity send out someone who just tries to kill him early, because he's shown his prowess in ZVP and ZVZ late game. I mean, maybe just send someone out and kill him early. Maybe that is his weakness. At this point, I think Gravity may very well have to just kind of experiment with that. I think Space Marine might be a very good choice. He's a very aggressive Protoss player, so maybe he will come out next year for Gravity. It's going to be interesting to see who they do pick, and most interestingly, actually, I feel the map pick from Gravity. Guys, we're going to head into this third game as soon as we have our player and map set up and ready to go. But until then, we're going to take that quick commercial break once again. So don't go too far, because game 3 is on the way. In the break, if you're a little bit bored, you can head on over to our website, SC2Improve.net. Over here, you can find a bunch of cool stuff. For example, can see an interview with Team Gravity. We can read about the previous quarterfinal match between Vega Squadron and Against All Authority. You can read a bit about SC2ITL America, and you can have a little bit of a check up on our Summer League, etc. too, which isn't quite up to date just yet, but that will be there very soon as well. Guys, we're going into this commercial break. We'll be back in about 3 minutes time. I hope you enjoy the music, and we'll be back with Game 3 of AT Gaming vs Gravity very soon. 2-0 right now, and we're heading into game number 3. Demo, the American Terran player, is the next player out from Team Gravity against Jonah, a Terran player now. Oh, Jonah's gone. Oh, wow. So I was about to say we're going into this game, but we're not. So we've got a little bit of a delay because apparently Jonah just broke his keyboard. So it might be a couple of moments here as so yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of a delay. Where was I? 2-0 right now, and a Terran player comes out from Team Gravity to try and test Jonah. We've seen a ZVP, he looked fab. We've seen a ZVZ, he also looked pretty fab in that too. You know, a couple of moments where it did look a bit dangerous, a couple of moments where I think Cross really kind of maybe you know, it's always hard to say when you think about it from his own perspective, but there was a couple of fights which he got himself into which really did hurt his bank, and that was in the end the real reason he couldn't keep up in that final engagement. He couldn't remake as much as Jonah remade, and that was a big issue in the end there. So we're having a couple of moments break here, guys, because Jonah has to replace his keyboard. So there'll be a couple of moments while we get this sorted out, and we are here we will then go into game number 3, which will be merry-go-round for TVZ as map number 3 of this best of 7 all kill. So we'll be looking to head on into that game as soon as we can. Until then, what can we talk about? I don't know. If you're Team Gravity fans, woo, you don't have much to cheer for right now, I'm not going to lie, because you're 2-0 down. But, well, okay, you've got lots to cheer for because you've got to bring up the team spirit. But if you're Team Gravity fans, we'll actually be going into tomorrow night. We will be going into our first SC2Improve Team League America broadcast, and that will be featuring Team Integrity versus Team Gravity. So that will be tomorrow night from, I don't know, I can't do American time zones, 7:30 PM EDT, so Eastern time, which is 1:30 AM Central European Standard Time. So that'll be tomorrow night. Tomorrow in EU time we might, I say might because it's not being confirmed yet, but we might have Max Flow Play and ESC Icybox playing their match out in the quarterfinals of the SC2Improve Team League as well. So that's basically what's coming up. And yeah, so we're hoping to try and get the semi-finals done before the end of next week, because at the end of next week I'm going away for a week. Everything from SC2Improve will just be put on hold, and so on. So yeah, we'll be going on a bit of a break. I'm going on holiday, and then I kind of come back, and then the team leagues will the team league will resume, and I probably won't be casting for a few days because I probably won't be feeling very well after going partying for a week straight. But yeah, but the team leagues will be back, and there won't actually be any EU content to bring you guys apart from maybe the finals of the SC2ITL, but we'll bring that to you as soon as we can as well. So just a bit of a look ahead into what's happening with SC2Improve this month. SC2Improve Summer League on hold for now because it's been going pretty shit. So I'm going to really look things over and think about how we can make it a little bit better once again. Right now we're just waiting for Jonah to get his keyboard back up and running, guys, and once we do get that going, we will be back into this. We will head into game number 3 here on merry-go-round between Demo and Jonah. 2-0 right now for AT Gaming, and Gravity going to be looking for a way back here as soon as they can. I mean, if they leave it one more player, that's really going to be getting a little bit risky for them. So we will see. So how is everyone doing in the chat? if you're a new viewer on the stream, or if you've watched us before but haven't hit the follow button previously, and you do enjoy the content and want to see when we're live in the future, hit the follow button on Twitch. It's free to do, and it does help us out because then you're more likely to see when we're live. You can come support us again and again and again and again, and wouldn't that be fun if you get to come back and watch some more SC2Improve Team League and Summer League and whatever else we end up casting here on the channel. What else is going on? We're nearly at 1,000 followers. We're at like what, 991 right now, I think. Let me open up my channel and just double check. Let's get a refresh on this. We are at 991, so we are 9 Twitch followers away from that 1,000 mark. So guys, if you do enjoy the content and want to maybe come watch us again, do hit that follow button. So we're just waiting here once again for Jonah to fix his keyboard and come back. So yeah, just gonna sit here and talk to myself some more. What else can we talk about? Twitter. If you're a Twitter user, then the place to go is at SC2_improve. It's pretty good place to check out if you want to know when you can compete in our events. If you're maybe a manager of a team and you want to sign up for the Team League Season 3, or if you're just an individual player and you just want to sign up for our Summer League qualifiers, all the info will always be put on Twitter. But of course our website as well, SC2Improve.net, has all of that information already there usually as well. So, but Twitter of course is a good place because, you know, if you're just reading through Twitter, you're very likely to just, you know, see it pop up. So don't have to keep checking the website every day. So we are just waiting here for, once again, Jonah to return. What else can we talk about? Zowie Gear, you can go check them out at zowiegear.com. They run a bunch of, well, they help support a lot of the SC2Improve events. They make a bunch of amazing products. I personally love all my Zowie products. When I first got my Zowie Miko, I didn't think I'd love it because I think it'd be too small, but it's amazing. It's one of the best mice I've ever used. My keyboard as well, the Zowie Celeritas, is really nice. It also looks pretty cool. So do check them out, give them some support, give them a page at zowiegear.com. As I really do begin to run out of things to say. What else can we talk about? I don't know. What else can we say? Got some cheers coming down the chat. And sounded like my door was opening, but I think it was the window. Just making a funny noise. So yeah. We're in the lobby again. We're just waiting for Jonah to return to be able to get going with this. 2-0 right now to 80 Gaming. 80 Gaming, they had a stellar season. 10-1 in the groups, including victories over Mind Sanity, ESC. Who else came out of that group? They didn't beat Against All Authority. Against All Authority was their only loss. Who else was in Group A? Missing in Action took revenge on them. They knocked them out of the playoffs last season. 80 Gaming last season, they also went, I think, undefeated in the group stage. They went undefeated in the group stage in Season 1, but then in the round of 8, the quarterfinals, where they are now, got 4-3'd by Missing in Action. So here to go one step further at least. They will meet up in the round of 4 against the winner of My Insanity and Alien Invasion, which is scary, to say the least. That match, MYI versus AI, will take place on the 8th of July, Tuesday the 8th of July at 6 PM CEST. So definitely tune in for that, because that will be fantastic. That will be the best series of the round of 8, I swear down. Well, it has the potential to be the best series of the round of 8, because I'm not going to lie, Vega Squadron versus Against All Authority was pretty awesome as well. If you did miss that and you want to catch up on it, then you can head on over to our website. We wrote a bit of a review on it. But if you actually just want to watch the VODs, then youtube.com/SC2Improve is a good place to head on over to. I guess this is my view on it, but if you view it as the public... Stop playing, shut up. If you view it as the public, this is what it looks like, and Team League Season 2 playoffs, all the VODs come here. They're completely spoiler free. They have, if you click on it, then next for them, and then you generally start over here, but you can jump to certain times in the game to see which game to basically just jump to whichever game you want, and they're completely spoiler free. Everyone will have 7 game links, same time links net, so completely spoiler free VODs as we still await Jonah to come back and to return. So what I'm going to do, guys, is put one song on because Jonah is fixed and he will be back soon, but there's no point me sitting around and talking for the next 2 minutes if I can just play you guys a little bit of music. So we'll be back in 2 minutes with Jonah versus Demo, game number 3 of this best of 7 all kill 80 game, and currently leading. And we're heading into map number 3 on merry-go-round for this best of 7 all kill. Jonah absolutely killing it out here right now, doing a fantastic job. 2 wins in a row against a Protoss and a Zerg. Now he will be tested against a Terran player as Demo from Team Gravity comes on out. The American-based team and an American player once again. As we're going to see, is there Serendipity American? Let me very quickly check that. Serendipity is American, so 3rd American player in a row. Alright, well, let's just go on into this game and see what is going to happen. I'm most intrigued as to who Gravity's ace player will be if they do not begin to turn it around right now. Of course, they will have to come out and take down Jonah, the blue Zerg player from 80 Gaming, in the upper left-hand corner, if they do wish to just go and if they do wish to avoid their ace player coming out in map number 4. The player to do this will be the green Terran player in the lower right hand corner from Team Gravity. It's Demo. Alright, so he's just going to open very standard here. He's throwing down a 13 gas, wasn't it? Or was it 12 gas? I don't know. Okay, it must have been 12 gas because he's going for a Reaper based on the rally point here. So he's opening with a Reaper. So very standard stuff. His barracks position in a way so that he can build a reactor in his supply depot here, so he doesn't have to lift the barracks up to move that around. So he's to create the wall. So he's gonna just have that pre-position. So probably just gonna be the Reaper into very standard reactor Hellions. He has Jonah hatchery into pool. No free hatchery before pool shenanigans on this map. Not really surprising, the distance between the natural and the 3rd base. It's quite long to walk if you think about it. To spread the creep from here to over here can take a little bit of time, I guess. It actually looks a bit larger on the mini-map than it does when you actually look at it just on the screen. This first Reaper is on the way right now. We see Jonah taking the gas as well, so that metabolic boost will be on the way pretty soon. It'll come out about the 6-minute mark, most likely. And I guess he just popped in here and seen, yes, okay, so he sees his opponent is here. And Demo, I don't think he has seen this. He will not have seen this Overlord, so he's actually just more than anything a little bit lucky to have his first Reaper heading in the correct direction. Second Reaper going to be joining up with that first Reaper as well. And will at the same time just come down, throw down his expansion on the low ground and get ready to go into the mid game here, more or less, just completely skipping any kind of real early game shenanigans. 6lings on the way for Jonah. Will just be looking to defend this initial Reaper, take no damage at all from it, hopefully. The Queens are the real kind of staple to being able to turn this around. The first 2lings pop out here, they get a couple of hits on this Reaper. Of course, it can regen that HP, but it will help them to just turn this away a little bit faster. And kind of the creep spread is going to be very important here. Always going to fight that want to try and fight on the edge of the creep. And lots of damage done. This Reaper definitely has to back off right now, or risk maybe being caught by a Queen, because there's the first Queen out. He does have an exit route over here though, so he's pretty safe. And second Reaper is here as well. Just going to start trading some HP on this Queen as best he can. And Jonah just doing a good job targeting. Look at that, targeted that Reaper as soon as it came back in range. And that starts to become a little bit of a risky game there for Demo, who is double expanding behind this. No real surprise. A third Reaper as well, so very aggressive opening from him. And going to really be looking to contain Jonah onto these 2 bases for as long as he can, and really going to look to try and deny the Queens as well. Another Queen coming out of Jonah, that must be in the main base to inject over there. And this Reaper needs to be careful because Jonah showed his good targeted before, and there it is once again. First Reaper of these 3 just go down, and you really don't want to lose your Reapers when you invest into 3 of them, because you're really saying like, oh, I really want to just keep you contained, I really want to push you back and keep you back as long as I can, but now can't really do that. Has to back off now for metabolic boost finishing. And as metabolic boost finishes, of course, the Zerglings would be able to catch the Reapers, so has to back off, come back home, and just play this out safely here. As a starboard comes up, so we're actually going to see a we're actually going to see just Hellion Banshee opening here. We could see an armory come up at some point as well. We'll keep our eyes open for that. maybe see some Hellbat play, but let's see. For now, it just looks as though it's going to be plain and simple Hellion Banshee. First, his Zerglings coming out into the middle of the map and taking the tower here for Jonah. During this time where he has speed and his opponent doesn't have anything to really combat that on the map, he's going to start securing this third base as well, and will also probably look to really push his creep out and forwards. Investing in another queen here, 4th queen coming in, so really just looking to yeah, he's really just looking to push this creep forward, I guess. He's only got a single creep tumor right now though. Hellions and Reapers do come in towards his third base, and that's why the creep over there is important, because you need to be able to get these queens over there to defend early on, unless you invest in the Zerglings. Now we actually do have Zerglings on the counter attack though. 1-2 wheels go down. That's pretty important, and they do get cleaned up, and nice damage done denies a bit of the economy here of his opponent. Banshee on the way, the first Banshee going to be coming out here, heading across the map. No real kind of anti-air here yet for Journey. Invest in a Bane nest just in case there's any Hellbat shenanigans. But really what he needs right now is an Overseer and Spore Crawlers. He's got plenty of queens to defend this Banshee, but again the Spore Crawlers will always be just a nice kind of stacked defense. The Overseer most important, so you can actually see the Banshees if Cloak just kick in, but it doesn't look as though Cloak is being researched here. So this is 20 Cloakless Banshees, which I kind of feel is a shame. I mean, I always feel like it's pretty much worth the investment. I mean, right now he's got what? He's got 200 gas, 300 minerals saved up. You know, why not? Looks as though he's just going to be playing mech though out of this, because he's not adding on a tech lab to this barracks just yet. You know, even if you're playing Hellion Banshee, it's important to get that sim started as soon as you can. There's the armory on the way, so you will see Hellbats coming up as a follow-up from this, and it's going to be very important to keep as many of these queens alive as possible, because the longer these queens are, you know, they're very good defensive units. 8 Banelings on the way, and so you can tell Jonah kind of has a pretty decent idea about what's going on here. He needs to be careful not to lose these to these Hellions, and the queen's coming in once again here. A lot of Hellions here, and Jonah really needs to remake these Banelings, which he had to cancel because he will be needing them very soon. Hellbats are about to be on the map as the army is about to finish up. Demo just going to back off for a little bit first, wait for a couple more Hellions to come across. His extra factories coming up back at home, so confirmed mech play. And here we go, these Hellions coming forward, not quite morphing into Hellbats just yet. Now would be the time if he wants to do it. I mean, the armory is finished, so I don't know what he's quite waiting for. May try and just run into the natural and go for it, or may just be looking to try and fight against these Banelings. Centrifugal Hooks not quite kicking in just yet. Nice transfuse from Jonah, keeps this queen alive, so keeping these queens alive as long as he can. Demo is saying that he still just kind of prefers the mobility of these Hellions right now. He has gone into double engineering base, so he's going to go into this kind of mech bio mix composition, so his stim's going to be very late. He's going to have a lot of mech units to really supplement his early game, and he's still going to have the mobility of bio as he goes later on. So Jonah's right to continue on with his melee upgrades. You actually see some 4s on the way out. So this is interesting altogether. I'm still quite surprised that we haven't seen Hellbats come in here and just kind of try and go for an attack forward. Because the queens are the main thing which has really been deflecting this so far, but Hellbats, the queens can't take them down so quickly just because of the health on them. Nonetheless though, Demo continuing on here, 4 barracks on the way. I mean, his marine production is going to ramp up very, very soon. Both these players have secured a huge amount of economy. I mean, 72 drones and 65 SCVs. Jonah's scouting's been good as well. He has spotted this kind of play going on. He saw, I think he saw the factories when they were in the sky, and he's seen this stim pack coming up as well, so he knows exactly what he's playing against here. First meter comes out, and we'll begin to start chasing down these Banshees. Again, no cloak on these, so they will not be able to cloak. They are pretty much completely dead as the meters do catch. The first one, the second one going down as well. The Hellions do make it all the way back home. Oh, the single fall gets a shot off, but of course it's not going to be enough to really kill him, Realist. So the Banshees cleaned up here. Kind of nice, because I mean, throughout the game they can be annoying if they just kind of try and deny a new base or something. You know, if he leaves them overhead here and just denies a base when it tries to be made, etc., that kind of thing can be very annoying with the Banshees, and you know, it's just nice to not have to worry about that later on. These are going to look to head towards the main base now, I would assume. I mean, the turrets are up, so these meters will be deflected. +1/+1 heading up for our Terran player right here. Already 2-2 on the way for our Zerg though, and Hive infestation pit, sorry, on the way as well. So I mean, one thing you can definitely afford to do as a Zerg player, and what Jonah is doing, he's saying, you know, this isn't a standard neutral bling against bio game. This is kind of bio mech with the mech opening, and that gives me a lot more time before you really start pushing aggressively and it really gives me a lot more time before you're going to go for this endless kind of push here. And he's actually going to say, right, with this, I'm actually just going to go ahead into Swarm Host. So going to be a mix kind of mutilating Baneling with some Swarm Host to kind of just back him up as well, I suppose. Swarm Host is going to be quite good against these initial units because there's nothing really to deal with them Locusts en masse. I mean, yes, there's the Hellions, but I mean, that's about it. These 4s getting a good shot off them, picking off one of those Mutalisks. Still just positioning in the middle of the map here, but Demo doesn't want to commit too much further forward. 4th base on the way up for him as well. Some Zerglings could definitely come in and maybe force a cancel on that, depending on how fast the reinforcements react. And still these Hellions are refusing to come into Hellbats. There we go, there's the transformation. And Swarm Host, the first Swarm Hosts are now out here. The first wave of Locusts does get cleaned up pretty quickly. Jonah's trying to buy time for these Swarm Hosts so that all the Locusts spawn at the same time, but he's just a little bit off there in the end. And these Swarm Hosts are actually in a little bit of trouble. He needs to come into the whole army right now, and here we go. The splitting's not going to be very substantial here from our Terran player, because most of these units are immobile. A nice burn hit right at the end patches them, that little clump of Marines. But there's not quite enough to kill off the rest of these 4s, but there are the rest of the Banelings, and they're going to go after the Marines here, just on the edge of this creep. Ooh, nice mine hit though. But everything does get turned away here in the end. Demo, I feel, traded fairly well there overall. I mean, he killed off a lot of the Lings and Banelings, so I think, yeah, very good trade for him. Kept one of his 4s alive, which is pretty cool. Ooh, kills off a Muta there with that mine just on the edge. And that's pretty annoying. I mean, with these Swarm Hosts being an investment from Jonah, he's not going to be able to invest into that huge Mutalist cloud, which you quite often see. So, you know, he's really kind of limited in his terms of his Mutalisks and stopping the medevacs from escaping and in general, you know, anything like that. So that's definitely something which could be abused by our Terran player. Look at this. Look at this aggressive positioning of the 4th base. Right over here, just going to say, you know what, come at me. And we really need to see some tank stock coming out here for our Terran player, because he needs to find a way to add a bit of extra splash damage against these Swarm Host Locusts. This 4th base is actually pretty scary. I mean, he's going to be able to continue pushing forward from this location very easily. I mean, this creep's all going to die. Jonah's going to lose all the creep outside of his natural. Again, it's kind of a very scary proposition here. 4s are getting a bit low on HP every time these units are forced to stim. We did see a dropship move out. I've completely lost track of it. There it is, over on the right hand side here. So I mean, trying to start dropping as some Banelings try and bust through the natural ramp, but they do a bit of damage. They kill a bunker and damage a depot. Mutas have spotted this dropship up here. Maybe no, doesn't look as though he actually has, as the drop's going to get all the way around. These Mutas are still kind of looking for it though. He kind of expects it. Swarm Host coming in here, and the army is out of position to really defend. The Locusts will die off here pretty soon, but the SCVs and Mules will have to be pulled away for a couple of seconds. Big fight, big attack push through the middle here. A lot of Banelings aren't quite ready, and we're going to see the fight against these Locusts here just initially to begin with. We have this dropship up here as well. It will be found by these Mutas, but Mutas fly into it a little bit. No Mutalisks dead, which is very fortunate, I feel. And oh no, Demo needs to split right now. He needs to pull these Marines back. He needs these tanks in the back to start doing some damage to these Banelings. And the Banelings do now fall. I feel like he can just drop off here and start continuing to do some damage to these 4s. One of them will fall off. This drop to the top side is not really doing too much, and this whole army is going to keep pushing forward here. Jonah's in trouble, I feel. He's maxed out, but these Swarm Hosts, they're down. There's the sky, and a lot of them are going to end up falling here. The Locusts come out maybe just in time to save, and he will be forced to pick up, but a good few Swarm Hosts are lost there. Tanks left over in the back. We're actually going to see these units dropping off. Ling's starting to swarm in as well. Demo hasn't still overstayed his welcome. Maybe just a little bit here. He will pick up and still save a fair amount. That was a good fight overall for him. Oh, he loses one of the medevacs, the only medevac that was actually full in the end there. Coming across here with more of his units, just going to keep on reinforcing out this 4th base. Jonah has, in the end here, now held on, but it's definitely been pretty close. 3-3, well on the way for our Terran play. Once that kicks in, it'll be another advantage here, which the Terran can look to abuse throughout the game and win, whereas Locust once again coming towards his planet before us, but not really achieving too much as the SCVs just repair. They will not die. Another drop loaded up and ready to go around the right hand side of the map, maybe to come towards this 4th base once again here. Muta seems to be very kind of, he always seems to kind of know that this is on the way, and I don't know what he's actually seen it with, but really good awareness there by Jonah just to be able to shut that down immediately. Turrets over here should be I mean, 3 turrets, not really anything to repair. Okay, he's not going to repair it all in time, so Not really enough to hold on here. Some Marines come over and will deflect this, so the turrets did buy him some time. Still see the Locust riding towards the 4th base of the Terran player. As Jonah has established a 5th base now, will begin to establish a 5th base up to the north side and begin some mining over there as well. Some Marines having to back off here. A lot of Lings are actually coming in, and he has to bring a lot more. He has to commit a lot more over here. He actually loses this advance on it to the Banelings. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing though. I think the Banelings, I don't know if Jonah's really in a position to trade like that. I mean, I guess he does have a bank, but it just seems a little bit wasteful right now. Once again, a couple of tanks over here alongside this mountain fortress. Clean up these Locusts without too much of an issue. The Terran with 3-3 now is maxed out once again, and I mean, it's time to just go for that push through the middle, I would assume. A lot of Banelings actually spawning right up to the top side of the map. Demo a little bit cautious about running onto the creep here, but here we go. The engagement's going to come in. These Hellbats tank a lot of the Baneling shots. The rest of the Banelings still need to come forward here. Demo seems to be continuing to push forward. More Lings, more Mutas on the way. Now, Lings and Mutas on their own will not deal with this army. He really needs these Banelings. That's going to be the really important part of this. And you can see Demo's just a little bit cautious about really moving forward here. 3rd map of this best of 7 right now, and the 3rd game we've seen go over 20 minutes. This is incredible. Quite often in these clan wars we see, you know, players really trying to abuse the kind of essential best of 1 format. You play 1 map against each opponent, and you do see a lot of, you know, cheeses and well thought out builds. But this is just macro game after macro game after macro game here, as again defending over towards this 4th base. Drop coming in towards the 5th base now. We'll clean out a few of these workers. The army should be here in plenty of time to really turn this around. This base shouldn't really go down. At the same time, honestly, this army should be moving forward and taking position, cleaning up some of this creep, and he will actually begin to do that, but maybe a little bit off timing with that. These Lings and Lings already come back. A drop in the natural as well. Doesn't really do as much as they should have. Could have got that queen. The medevac was lost to the sport crawler, so they'll just continue to come forward here. The tower now controlled by the Terran player. Again, can continue to push some of the more of this creep back, and that would be really, really useful for him. As Mutas are going to look to come over here just at the right time. Once again, I mean, Jonah has shown us multiple times here with these Mutas. He knows exactly when to move them around the map, and again, he's going to capture this base just before the turrets come up. No chance, I don't think, of the Terran player really holding on to this. He's actually backing off right now as Bane's coming in to connect on the tower. 4th base still held. These Mutas lifting up. The SCV is repairing. He will actually be able to save this, so this is nice. But he's going to have to commit some kind of units over here for a little while if he wants to continue on. Just if he really wants to be able to secure this base. 5 turrets on the way. Jonah, is he going to loop back around with these Mutas? Well, a few Marines are left over. I guess it's going to be enough. Jonah now will just move commanding Locust into the back behind the middle line to keep on killing workers here. 76 drones against 61 SCVs. Here come the Mutas once again. Will look to come in towards this base. 5 turrets are finished, and along with these Marines, I don't think they're going to be able to do it. How fast does Demo respond? Pretty quickly, and that's going to be 3 dead Mutalisks there, so a nice response that time by Demo, and he's looking to actually maybe cut them off. That could be a good move, but Jonah actually going the long way around this time, all the way up this right hand side. Some more Locusts coming in once again, just getting killed off here. 3-3 over on the way for the Zerg player. Chitin's playing about to kick in as well, as we're going to see a big stint forward here. He sees these first couple of Ultras coming forward. This is tying into the time to siege away from these Banelings. He's fast to split away. A lot of Ultras out. They have that Chitin spin. They don't have the 3-3 just yet, which is definitely an important factor. We're going to see some units starting to drop on this high ground here. Use this kind of ledge positioning. And Jonah going to have to take his time about this, as these units do stin and start to clean up a little bit more. Scans coming down, and this base looks as though it's going to go down here very soon as well. More Marines continue to head over, and Locust, Stormer's actually, excuse me, Stormer's actually coming over. Ooh, look at this, a big commitment over towards the spawn before. There's repairs going down. A lot of Banelings here to help out though, and these Banelings, well, they will be able to help out these Ultras to take down the 4th base here. Marines steaming forward. All of a sudden Demo thinks, haha, you're right, that's not a good idea, and will back off. Fortunately, he has got this base up over here, which is a lot fresher for him. But look at this, Demo just going to back off here. He feels like the damage is done. He has picked off this base. So I guess, you know, damage kind of was done. And these tanks, they should get away once the Locusts go off creep. They shouldn't be able to keep up here. And in fact, that is the situation. Oh, again! Demo kind of caught, not pre-split or anything. And these Banelings roll in. And very fortunately, they actually hit against Marauders more than Marines. And was that all of his Ultras? Where's Jonah's army? Where is Jonah's army? 7 more Ultras on the way. I guess he must have lost a few of these Ultras up here while we had a bit of a skirmish going on down here as well. And well, these ultras coming out will definitely help out, but he's really starting to lose a lot of ground here. Demo continues to scan, push on through. He wants to pick up these smallers. You can really see it in his kind of movements here. And tanks in the back there trying to help out these fours as well. But has he committed a bit too far forward? It looks as though he might have done. Jonah sweeps on through, and he's going to take out a lot of this. Not the best of engagements from Demo, and that very well may have just cost him this game, backing off with a few of these units. But not really completely sure what exactly he wants to do. Still looping around is Jonah. Gonna look now to hit this base, and that is of course the correct decision. Shut down the mining of your opponent while you have this lead, and really be able to extend your lead from that point onwards. And well, Demo just doesn't really have too much. I was actually just really scared for Jonah a couple of minutes ago, but now it's Demo who needs worrying about. Muta's over here gonna kill off this command center. SCV's changed direction. He needs to stim in to come and defend this. At the same time, Locusts are continuing to come around, always attacking in a different location with his Locusts than with the rest of his army. Really does force Demo to think about defenses in multiple locations. And well, we've got another drop up here. We've seen numerous drops up this side of the map. But look, this Jonah just kind of accidentally in position. Oh, the Marines actually getting themselves an ultimate. I guess in the end that drop was worthwhile. A couple of these others are on fairly low HP. Demo really struggling in terms of a bank right now. He has this fourth base, but that's it. Jonah, meanwhile, he's established this base down here. You can see Demo is scanning this and probably thinking to himself, oh crap, what do I do from here? Yeah, I mean, he's got a command center, so he can get these bases down. The problem is holding these bases, making sure they don't get killed off by the huge Zerg army, which is continuing to mass up. Jonah maxed out once again. 10 more mutas on the way. You can have a really scary muta count now, 26 in total. Some more Baners coming in, plus 3 flyer attacks coming in. The job over here is actually shut down the mine. He might get the base as well, depending on his target firing. Yes, no, yes, just gets it right at the last moment. And I mean, okay, so he's doing good. Jonah doesn't really have a bank himself, so having that economy shut down is not great for him. The question is, can Demo hold on long enough to really re-establish himself in this game? And I really struggle to believe he can. He just flying here and one-shot that turret, and these SCVs are pretty much all going to go down. Demo not in position to deal with this at all. That's 8, 10, 12 SCVs, maybe even 14 in total, so we've got 13 and a couple of mules. This Planet 4 has been targeted. You can see he's already stimming over here. He's got dropped at the same time, going for his base once again, looking to shut down his economy. He is slowly catching up in the supplies. But losing this base will not help him out in terms of that. Drop over here forces to cancel his base, which was remaking. So nice play by Demo as we head over the 30-minute mark right now. And well, this composition's still working out for him. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is the mutilist count. It really seems as though he can't quite catch a break against that. And well, this medevac's doomed. The mutilers are chasing it down. Boost away actually, so actually it's just going to get away here. We'll actually start dropping. I don't think he really needed to do that. He probably could have got away if he wanted to. And now he runs. He probably could have got mutas. So, but you know, very minor mistakes. As we actually see the main base is lifted. It's coming towards this location now. So you can see he's realizing the importance of defending this base. He's going to land this over here. And these mutas are always going to just be looking for more opportunities to come in and do damage. And you can see turrets do not stop them anymore. You need some more units, and I'm surprised he hasn't actually built any more 4s. I mean, I know he hasn't really got the economy to do that, but I mean, it would really help him out if he even just leaves a 4 at base with some SCVs around it, maybe to defend. Like, that's the kind of point we're at right now. Maybe just fly 4s around in medevacs and drop them underneath the meters. Like anything to just turn them away for a significant moment of time. And these locusts really haven't been insignificant for quite some time as well. And I mean, Demo, I mean, he's hanging on here and he's building up this army once again. I mean, Jonah's had a lot of time. He's finished up himself a lot of upgrades. But while finishing up a lot of upgrades for himself, he's still not really building up a gas plant. So Jonah's got too many minerals. Demo's got too much gas. And we see this base land over here. Mutas are going to swing in towards it. And again, the army's just not in position. There's no reason for this army to be positioned down here. You know, he needs to be defending this base and this base. You know, these pathways, this pathway along here, this is where he needs to defend right now. There's no need for him to defend, you know, down here. You know, by this time, you know, he's essentially defending this base. But if you stand up here, you already defend that base down there because this pathway is already going to be shut off. So, Demo just really struggling to keep this base alive. I mean, he's going to have a bigger army as his opponent. He's going to finally max out. I feel like with this max out, he's just going to go for this one big attack. We do see some drones dying over here once again. We do see a drop unloading up here as well. But Jonah's aware of this. He's already got units in position ready to deal. And look at this. The Mule's actually going to come in towards the main. And this is a little bit scary. Now, this is definitely something we should have worried about maybe a little bit before. These Mule's just going to swipe through these turrets. Jonah doesn't stick around. He now flies towards this orbital. He's going to be able to pick this off. He's just going to try and say, right, come here, come there. This orbital should die off at the cost of a single Mutalisk. And these locusts continue to just walk forward into these tanks. Alright, so excuse me. Jonah is still in a really good spot here. Bit of a small army, but he's got the mobility of his army. These mutants, they're very scary. As soon as our Terran player moves out, we're just going to see him come in. But I mean, he doesn't even need to wait for the Terran player to move out, because again, Demo is out of position at this base. And again, loses some more SCVs and mules because of it. He's maxed out now. At this point, I really think it's time to just say, right, let's just go. Try and take one amazing fight and win from here. He keeps turning around to deal with the mules. I just don't feel he has time to. I mean, the longer he waits now, the longer he's just given Jonah to just prepare. He's walking out onto creep because he doesn't really have a choice. I mean, he doesn't have a choice. He literally just has to go, push, shut down all of the economy of his opponent, and take some amazing fights, which he definitely can do because he's 30 supply up. He needs to trade very, very efficiently in the coming moments here. I'm already beginning to boost it a little bit. Some locusts from the low ground coming in, from the south side coming in and will help out a bit. Another medevac picked off here on the way to join up with his army. This is a hell of a scary Terran army. Stimming forward here, going to try and start picking up some units. Demo needs a split! Baneman's getting annihilated by these tanks. Might be time to come up in the high ground here. Mules have killed off this base, so again, this is really getting to the point now where it's pretty much all in one push to win the game or to lose the game. Nice transfusers keeping this ultra alive a little bit longer. Might try and just get this base. As he's got the medevacs here to just escape at the same time. The transfuse came down a bit early there actually. As what's this? Just small locusts coming in. The Mules can't find a way to engage this right now. Demo, you can see his supply already dropping just a little bit here. Jonah can continue to remake. He's going into a greater spy. I don't think he can afford to make some any corruptors just yet. I don't think he has really the time to do that. As these mutants take down their medevacs there, and they're slowly but surely. Demon continues to press forwards. He's going to maybe encroach on this base next. He's got a big army going down to the south side here. He will hit down, take down this base definitely, I think. At the same time, though, we've got a big engagement up here, and it looks as though some Baneman's got a pretty good start to this fight. As Demo getting pushed back all the way, he needs to keep enough anti-air alive to deal with the mutas, and he's doing it so far. The Marines in the back are cleaning up the mutas, but there's just not enough of the ultras on the ground. I mean, this army over here slowly taking it down, but Jonah again, he was the player of the bank. He's just going to remake here, and well, that is just basically going to be the game. I think Demo, he didn't have an economy behind this. You know, he knew he had his final hopes were on this attack because he knew his economy being shut down by Jonah so well throughout the game. And Jonah, it's taken him almost 40 minutes now, but he's finally going to have broken through his opponent here. As Stim comes in, and well, here come the Mutalisks. And this is potentially the best engagement he could have asked for initially. But as the ultras get here, there's literally no answer for them. Single human marine is not going to be able to take them down. GG is called, and Jonah takes AT Gaming to a 3-0 advantage now. And what is it going to take to stop this guy from all killing here in the quarterfinals of the SC2 Improved Team League? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel Gravity have to bring out Space Marine, but is Space Marine even around? Can he play today? Like, I feel like he's their real hope here. I feel like he's their real hope. He's online, so he should be able to play. And again, I think it's going to come down to Space Marine to maybe just try and shut down Jonah's winning streak. Guys, we're going to wait for the player and the map here. We'll be back in about 3 minutes time after this quick commercial break. If you're enjoying the stream, please do hit the follow button. We are 9 followers away from 1,000 followers. Let's do hit the follow. 8 followers away from 1,000 followers. As SG Acid has just hit that follow button about 20 minutes ago. So thank you, SG Acid, and we're glad you're enjoying the show. Guys, we'll be back after this quick commercial break, and we're just going to run an advert for the SC2 Improve Team League, as well as an advert for our sponsors, from our sponsors Zowie Gear in this time. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here in about 3 minutes with game number 4. Can Jonah complete his all kill? Or will Gravity go for the reverse all kill and start a bit of momentum on their side? We'll find out very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SC2Improve Team League Season 2 playoffs. We're in a quarterfinal match right now between AT Gaming and Team Gravity. We're getting ready to go into this map number 4 now of this best of 7. Jonah has been the star of the day so far with 3 kills in a row. One more and he not only gets his all kill, but he takes AT Gaming into the semi-finals one step further than where they went, than how far they got last season when they fell to missing in action 4-3 in the round of 8. So looking for a bit to move on a little bit further than last time AT Gaming, as they do go up against Gravity here. Here we go. A Station's going to be what could, well, it's going to be potentially our last map of the evening if Space Marine from Team Gravity is not going to be able to turn this around, but I have a feeling that I get the feeling he might do it. Jonah's been playing well, but I think Space Marine on this map can be very aggressive, and I think that'll really play into his style. And we've not really seen Jonah have to deal with too much early aggression today, and that could definitely make the difference here. Let's get into this game without any further ado. In the upper left-hand corner, is a spawn point not being used when your brain goes on auto talk mode. Let's come back down here. Okay, so I'm sorry for anyone who just got very annoyed by the abysmal journey between the top left and the bottom left, where we do actually have a Blue Zerg player from AT Gaming. It's Jonah. Sponsored by CM Storm, which is why we're using the CM Storm logo from Gainhard. In the upper right hand corner, the green pro. How is that green? Am I colorblind? This is what you call the classic fail of introductions. In the upper right hand corner, the red Protoss player from Gravity. It's their final hope. Can he reverse all kill? It's Space Marine. Oh, we got ourselves a hatchery first in his opponent's natural. Jonah going to be playing the funny games here, going to be playing with his opponent's mind. An immediate forge comes up from Space Marine in his main base to help counteract this. I think that's a good decision from him, as pool now comes down from Jonah as well. Alright, interesting. No probes being pulled just yet from Space Marine. I guess he's just going to commit to double cannon here. Space Marine for the reverse all kill, says new viewer in the chat. How does everyone else feel in the chat? What are you thinking? Who are you guys supporting today? Let us know as the cannon comes down to begin dealing with this hatchery. Another probe pulled down to the low ground here. I mean, this hatchery is going to finish. I mean, there's really no DPS here at all. There's a Zealot on the way. There's actually no DPS here at all to help out with this. Like, pylon blocked over here, but Jonah will just take his base to the 3rd location. Cannon finishes up, and Queen on the way here for Jonah. Will he be able to get that out in time? Zergling on the way as well. And a Zealot coming down to help out with some DPS. It's going to be close. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will be able to get that out in time. It's Hatchie's coming down to almost half health now. Queen halfway out. It's going to be pretty close. More Zerglings on the way. And of course, if this Queen comes out, it's pretty much game ending, because it means this natural expansion will not be taken for a long time, because a creep tumor in the back here will completely shut down any expansion from being taken until a robot facility comes down, until you can get cannons down here, which the creep will prevent. It's okay though. Oh no, the Queen got out! I was going to say it's okay though, he didn't get it out, but it did. That was literally the difference of pulling the probe away to put the Cybernetics core down. And this is huge. This is more than huge. I mean, what do you even do from here? Something happened over here to cause Jonah to cancel this expansion. But he is re-expanding towards his natural now. 2 gateways on the way up here from Space Marine. I assume he just goes for a 3-gate all-in, maybe. I'm not too sure. I mean, a fair amount of Jonah's early game investment is kind of trapped behind his mirror line right now. He's only on 16 drones. You know, an attack could work out. It's going to be a 4-gate. It's going to be +1 4-gate to decide whether Team Gravity stay in SC2ITL's playoffs here, or whether they will be knocked out by AT Gaming with an all-kill. The Lings are going to try and sneak through, but complete denial. Look at that. Space Marine just gets in position, and Lings completely sacrificed for no reason there. And Jonah, I mean, he's in a spot of trouble. I mean, very soon, you've already got Probe over here. There's nothing over here for him to really defend. He hasn't even got a Queen House. He's not got that much lava on his own side of the map. It's going to be about to be a 4-gate hitting him. Link's coming forward here, going to try and commit. Ooh, they get caught in a not so good position. Nice control by Space Marine so far. Doesn't fight unless he really needs to, or unless the position really does benefit him. Melbourne boost just finished, so Zergner speed is done. Now that's interesting. We do have this pylon over here, and I wonder if Space Marine, he's actually expanding over here as well. But well, that's going to get cancelled surely. I don't really know. Zealot's going to start walking in over here, which is great because I mean everything for Jonah is on this side now. Jonah, Space Marine is blocking off his ramp right now as well. And his first Zealot's going to hit towards this natural. I mean, there's nothing here to defend. Jonah's actually more or less supply blocked. He's only got 2 overlords on the way now. So he'll force a cancel from this, but Space Marine should just keep warping in. He's going to kill the natural. I'm pretty sure he will kill the natural here. Look at this, Jonah. I don't know if Jonah's surrounding the Spore Crawler because he thinks DTs are going to be a follow-up or what really. Some kind of indecision so far. Another pylon coming up. Here comes Speedwing's coming back though. And a bunch of pylons coming up here. Space Marine realizing their importance right now. Them Zealots with +1 though, they're going to absolutely cleave through Zerglings. And you can see them first 4 Zerglings on their own did a ton of damage already. And even getting one more Zergling just there. Space Marine cancels one of these pylons. He's got a lot of money. He can keep warping in. As soon as his warping lets him. 2 Spine Crawlers started, so it's going to come down to this defense right now. And, well, Jonah, he's going to run by. He's going to go for the Stalker from behind and these Zealots, maybe. Space Marine doesn't really know what to commit to. As these Lings just keep on moving around. A couple more Lings trying to get out to the outside. I don't know what he really tries to do with this. I mean, he could run by. If he runs by, actually, you know, there's not a complete wall back at home for Space Marine. If he tries to run by, he could definitely do a lot of damage. These Zealots, you can see that +1 helps them out so much here, as most of them Zerglings get cleaned up, and now in the natural as well, we have a lot of Zealots just cleaving away at the Spine Crawlers. Jonah's in trouble. I think Jonah may be down. I think he may be done for in this game. I mean, Space Marine's not wasting any time. He's going straight to the main base. I think it may have been better for Jonah to just counterattack. Get in this mineral line, stop all of the income for his opponent. It may have been better, because right now, I mean, he's not going to get anywhere with this. +1 Zealots. And Jonah tried to switch things up here for the first time. He didn't just play a standard macro game, and it didn't turn out too well for him in the end. Spawn Pool being targeted down, some Zerglings sneak down to the low ground. Zealot's been walked in a Sentry too. I don't know what the Sentry's going to achieve. Well, I guess it helps save itself with the force field. Yeah, maybe it helps. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, isn't it? These Lings die, some more Lings come out. These Zealots still doing a fantastic job. The Sentry will fall, but Space Marine's not going to be too worried about that right now. He has killed the spawning pool, which means Jonah cannot make anything else. And good job is called. Space Marine keeps Team Gravity alive and hopeful here in the SC2ITL and brings them back a map. Now, I mean, still, where did AT Gaming go from here? I mean, they're 3-1 up. They've got a lot of time, a lot of games they can play with. They can send out Optimus. They could send out VM. They could send out, they can send out a few players. They could just send Euphemal out and just be like, right, we just want to end this now. Just try and end this quickly and try and do that. But, well, I don't know what to say. What a surprise to see. I said at the start, I feel Space Marine could pull this back. But I was kind of just say, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of saying that because I just don't want to seem like a biased commentator and I wanted it to be exciting. But I did think, really, I think that Jonah was going to win. But I was wrong. He does not win. And Space Marine pulls it back a map for Team Gravity here, guys. We're going to go into a quick commercial break once again. If you're enjoying the stream, do make sure to hit that follow button. We must be pretty close to 1,000 followers right now. We must be 993. Guys, we're 7 away. Come on, make my dream come true. Let's hit 1,000 followers tonight. We can do it. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go into our next map here, which will be King Sejong Station. So we'll be right back. Don't go too far. I've lost my music. Where's my music gone? No music, that is. No. Then denied by Space Marine on Way Station. Now we're heading to map number 5. A place where probably 20 minutes ago it really didn't seem as though we were ever going to get this far in the series because Jonah was on an absolute streak. But now Space Marine, he's here, he's the ace. Can he do it? 3 more maps for him to take Gravity unexpectedly into the semi-finals. They are the underdogs. Out of all the teams in the playoffs, they are the underdogs. So great to see him at least taking 1 map here against AT Gaming. Who are definitely the favourites going into this. Guys, we're going to jump straight on into this next game. It's King Sage on station. We're a couple of minutes in, but nothing too crazy has happened just yet. In the lower right hand corner, in the blue, for Team Gravity from Denmark, it's Space Marine. Blue Light in the chat right now, raising his donger for Space Marine. In the upper left hand corner, the orange, Terran player, whose SCV is under attack. The probe. Oh, the probe dies. In the upper left hand corner, the orange Terran player, it's AT Gaming's Optimus. Whoa, engineering bay block. SCV needs to come back here though. I mean, that's barely any block at all, really, is it? Gonna get a bit more HP on this. Zealot's already out though, so this hasn't been so successful, really. I mean, Space Marine might get this denied for a little while. Not too long. You can see, well, the Reaper comes out here, but the Mothership goes out as well, so we'll be able to turn it away in a moment. You can see he's just continuing to attack this. Whoa, the SCV comes in, puts some more HP on it. The SCV dies. Now the Reaper's under attack, and now the Zealot will finally be able to clean this up okay. What an exciting opening. We had a reactor into an engineering bay back at home for Optimus, so behind an expansion he's basically just going to look to head into a very quick +1. Probably just stick to 2 barracks, get his factory up nice and quickly. And look at this, this Reaper's going to kill the Zealot. It's going to kill the Zealot, surely. 1 more hit! Yes! Yes, he gets away as well! What a play by this Reaper. He just gets away at the last moment there. I was feeling it. I felt that Zealot dying. I knew he was going to go down, and then I was like, but so is the Reaper. No! But yeah, okay, he made it away. I think you guys get the point. But now he might get cut off. Oh no, this would be such a tragedy. Imagine the story. This could be a movie. The Reaper is a hero. He takes down the evil villain halfway across the map, and then he tries to get home, and there's nothing here. And in fact, the SCV's died over here. This is a little bit more serious than I'm taking it. This command center being delayed. Another SCV pulled down. This Stalker will continue to micro here. This Mothership needs to get away from these Marines. And we're going to have a little bit of a dance here. Second Stalker coming up as well. I mean, Optimus should have been a bit more prepared for this. I mean, he knows he denied his opponent from taking an expansion for a little longer. Like, what do you expect your opponent to do? Just kind of stand there and be like, okay, you're right, I'll just not do anything different at all. I think he should have expected maybe a little bit more so these extra units, and maybe got a bunker down. These Stalker's doing a good job so far, just kind of dancing around. But in the end, Optimus won't take too much damage here. Bunch of gateways being added on here for Space Marine. Wow. Going up to 4 gates with +1 armor. Whoa, what's he doing? I mean, usually you get your tech before your gateways, but he might just try and be very aggressive here. Is he going to send this probe out on the map? Is it just comes to the natural to mine? Did he lose the Mothership core? Did he really just lose the Mothership core? How did we not see the Mothership core die? Okay, well, that was stupid of me. So he's lost his Mothership core here, which is pretty substantial because he will lose a lot of the energy that had built up on that, of course. You know, he has spent it on a time warp, but he will have had some energy already built back up on it, and all this time it's taken him to get a new Mothership core out, would have been energy building up on it as well. 4 gates are about to finish here. I really still don't quite see what Space Marine is going for. +1 about to finish for Optimus. Of course, he invested in that very early engineering bay. And yeah, Space Marine, he warps in some sentries, but still 4 gates is a lot. Twilight and the Forge, so he's just being very safe about teching up here, not being too greedy at all. Just 2 barracks over here for Optimus. We'll head straight into the starport as expected. And, well. Well. bunker finally up here. A bit of very far back actually. Does that even have a gap between it? Can the SCVs fit behind that? I don't think they can, so maybe not even the best position in the bunker. Maybe I'm being a bit too critical, but I mean, I guess if you have the bunker here, of course it's quite far to pull your SCVs to get a surround on the repair. But here you're giving your opponent the high ground advantage before they have to fight anything. You can't get a full surround because of this little gap here, which can be annoying. I mean, even if it was one square further forward, the SCVs can immediately come boom, and, you know, get their little spanners out and start repairing. +1, +2 on the wave here for our Protoss player back at home. Twilight Council being put to use, and nice scan here from Optimus as we'll about to see if this vision reveals everything. Double forge, Twilight Council, so he knows it's just a very, very, I guess it is fairly greedy. I mean, there's going to be a lot of gateway units out compared to the old double forge kind of players we used to see. Optimus should be looking to get very aggressive though. I mean, once these medevacs, I'm surprised he's not actually already heading across the map, because these medevacs, they can pop out, they can boost, they can probably, if he was already here, these medevacs would catch up with him by the time the whole army got here. So I'm surprised he hasn't done that already, and he does now begin to move out a little bit. These medevacs boosting along to come and join up. And this army will continue to come across. Hallucination heading in towards the main base. Leaving his Optimus just leaving his rally units at the front here, as Single Marine goes in the other direction. Fast fit, not really fast I guess, but fairly fast still. Considering it wasn't necessarily really fast for CC from our Terran player, I think almost 100% this is going to end up getting cancelled here. There's no charge, 1-2's not finished yet. You can see actually right now, Optimus doesn't know about that base, and if he did, this is actually huge. Okay, now he sees it. Now he should really move down there. He scans, he sees there's only really zealots here, and they don't have the upgrades just yet, which is something you can find as well. Yeah, he's going to just force the throw an overcharge, come towards this third base now, and force this to be cancelled here. Zealot walked in. That should go down if he wants to kill it, but he actually just gets the base. Gets out of there. 3 Marines left behind, and they will get sliced to pieces by the Zealot. But that's about it. So, I mean, Optimus, he started up his own third command center here. Fairly, you know, so he's going to be able to land his third base pretty soon. He's delayed his opponent's third, which is nice. He's actually putting it very smartly, adding on a second bunker here just in case of a counterattack following the cancel, and that is coming towards him as he's going to unload and go once again towards his third. So this is nice. Always dropping in, always forcing warpings at home to try and defend this. Space Marine would have been maybe just better to warp in over aggressively, but he actually doesn't really have anything to do that. Mothership core, no mothership core here. He's just going to attack forward into this, and again with repair, that's never realistically going to work here. A scan, and I mean, Optimus can probably see there's not much here. You can either drop in the main base, or you can just go towards the natural. Either way, wherever he goes, for an overcharge will be used, but then he can attack in the other location very quickly afterwards. Not taking the opportunity to do that though. Look at this, Optimus is scared, man. He's throwing down bunkers. His army's about to finish here, so you can go into his 2-2, but +2/+3 on the way for our Protoss player. Storm as well. Comes out with a few units, tries to get a sentry, but isn't quite able to. Coming back once again. Look how many SCVs he's got pulled off the line. You know, Space Marine's not even warping in over here anymore, but he does go really far forward and dives really far into this. Optimus should be chasing this down right now. That was a really good fight for him. He saw a lot of zealots dying. I think he should chase that, but he opts not to here. Adding on a bunch of mines. Now, mines are going to be really great against this competition as opponents going for. Still with this drop over on this side of the map, we'll actually just kite away and deal with all of these zealots. This is really nice as well. I mean, this is 600, 700 minerals just going to be ending up going down here for Space Marine for pretty much nothing. He's got 1 Marauder so far, now 1 Marauder and a Marine, and that is pretty much going to be it. Doesn't even get another Marine there. The reinforcements coming in from home. He's going to go for the mothership core. This is pretty important if he gets it. Can he get it? 1 more hit, maybe 2 more hits. No, he doesn't. Mothership core survives just at the edge of its life. But that's pretty nice. This pylon being set up over here by Space Marine as Optimus is going to land his third base too. Still has a lot of bunkers up at his natural. And 20-ish, 25-ish supply lead for Optimus. As he does begin to move across the map. Now there is splash damage finally out here for our Protoss player. A lot of storms going to be available very soon. 6 in total. So we're going to have 6 storms. Are they going to be enough? Optimus begin to move across the map. With a whole train of units, these rudder mines as well would be very, very useful. So keep your eyes on them. The Hallucinated Phoenix will spot this here for Space Marine, so he sees this coming. And he's actually beginning to move forward preemptively with his Templar. As Optimus Guardian Shield, he's really eager to take this fight. Mines are going to start burrowing here. Whole stim, and ooh, nice first storm here, forces the split out of his opponent. The mines are still a big, big factor here. Here comes some storms. The storms are pretty good. The mines are beginning to go off. Now the mines are burrowing. They move forward a little bit more. The army's stimming in as well. It doesn't look as though there's actually any further storms available. He's used all of them, and Space Marine's in a lot of trouble. A bunch more zealots will open his scan reveals. One more storm available here. And I'm not actually sure if this army can take this on. I mean, there's a couple of mines left that aren't on cooldown. These zealots will run in, and these mines will go off and help to clean these up. The medevac's already boosting away. The zealots are beginning to get cleaned up, and there's still a lot of immortals here. And one storm as well, nicely placed. Gives a little bit of a boost to this army, which will continue trying to defend this up. So, you know, Optimus in the end here trades fairly well, I would say, overall. And the resources lost tab does suggest that as well. But he doesn't really kill off too much, I guess. And he must kill a few Templar, right? He kills a couple of Templar, but not too much of a tech. He kills an Archon now here as well. The mortal left to the left-hand side, that may go down. These Templars, do they have Storm? No, they do not. So that's what he's waiting for. He really needs some Storm. He's about 8 seconds away from it on all of them. And, you know, he loses another Immortal in the meantime. More units continue to come across the map. These two Immortals should be pretty good against the Marauders, and this is mostly Marauders here, but he just needs an extra Storm to really just buffer for himself for a couple more moments. More gateways coming in. This could definitely help Space Marine. He's got so much money banked up. That's a big factor here. I mean, Optimus adding on some ghosts as well. We'll begin to come across the map with these. And Space Marine, well, can't really fight through here. Surely the Zealots cannot run through. This little bit of a choke point. He has to give up these buildings. That being said, Optimus is just going to opt to walk away anyways. More units continuing to come across the map here. Guys, this could be the end of Gravity's run if Optimus is able to make this work. He continues on, a scan comes down, he's looking for the EMPs. The first EMP misses, the second ghost doesn't get forward either. So there's a lot of storms available still, but these Marauders are mostly what's in the army. And some snipes coming down here for a couple more storms. Some Zealots charge in, but there's a little bit too much fire right now. Where's the reinforcements? There's some Zealots walking in. This Archon's going to go down before this is available to really help out though. And these Zealots do charge in here. Is there going to be enough? I don't think there will be, not with the ability to still a step from the Terran player. Mine goes off as well. Reinforcements from the north too. Space Marine desperately looking for something, but he's got a counterattack going on. 25 workers killed with 4 Zealots towards the third base, so he's bringing himself back in terms of economy. 70 probes against 34 SCVs. I think he just should give up this base. He's going to pick off a little bit more here. Some probes leading the charge, trying to bait these mine hits. And I mean, he's so far ahead in worker speed, he just doesn't have the army quite yet. He needs to just back off, buy some time, maybe get some storms available to him before he continues on. Another nice snipe there from Optimus. Mana Mule's coming down. He feels confident right now. It doesn't matter if he's lost his SCVs. He's just going to keep on going. Reinforcements clean out these Zealots. And it looks as though AT Gaming will move on through into the semi-finals of the SC2ITL here. Gravity's Space Marine tries to hold on a little bit longer, but he loses his third base right now. He pulls back once again. Another mine hit goes off, grabbing a few more workers. And a couple more mines get some Zealots here as well, which is the real tanking part of Space Marine's army. Space Marine just doesn't really have enough to hold on too much longer. He doesn't have any splash damage still. These Immortals will not be able to last too much longer. A probe is being pulled as well to try to help out. There's an observer here to just detect these mines. Some more Zealots walking in, but it doesn't matter. There's so much fire. Another mule comes down from Optimus. He feels it. He sees the victory. GG is called. Gravity drop out of the SC2ITL. And AT Gaming go one step further than they went in Season 1. And they make the semi-finals, where they will have possibly the toughest match of their playoffs, as they will go up against the winner of My Insanity and Alien Invasion. Wow, what a, you know, it wasn't necessarily what a series in terms of, oh, that was a really close series, you know, we're always going to, you know, it wasn't necessarily really close, but just astounding play, I feel like. Jonah's 3 games initially were great. The 4th game there was a bit weird with Space Marine with the 4 gate and the +1. And to follow that up, the in that last game, that was just good play by Optimus, I feel. A bit of a weird build by Space Marine, but Optimus, I feel, responded to it very well in the end. And, well, that is it, guys. AT Gaming through to the semi-finals. I'm going to very quickly update the Liquipedia so you guys can have a look at what the bracket is now looking like in the playoffs of the SC2ITL. On Tuesday, we have the quarter-final match between My Insanity and Alien Invasion. That will be amazing. That is something you should definitely tune in for. That will be in 6 days' time, Tuesday. Tomorrow, I think, will be Maxflow versus ESC. We're still waiting for a confirmation from ESC that they can play tomorrow. And if they can, we will have another round of 8 matches for you there. But right now, let's bring you guys the playoff bracket as it stands so far. In the lower side of the bracket, where we're going? Where's everything gone? I want this one. Okay, I wanted my expert up. Okay. In the upper side of the bracket, let's start over up here. We just saw AT Game with the 4-1 victory to move on through against Team Gravity into the semi-finals, where again, as I just said, they will play against Mind Sanity or Alien Invasion. That will be determined on Tuesday. ESC versus Maxwell, we believe is going to be tomorrow, but we're still waiting for confirmation. The winner of that match goes up against Vega Squadron in the Aloha semi-final. So that's our brackets so far. Someone's been updating the Wikipedia, so thank you whoever that was. And yeah, so GG's here today. Again, guys, if you're ever interested in SC2Improve, SC2Improve.net, all the news, etc. that you will need. We wrote up this article about a recap for the first quarterfinal match. We'll be doing something similar for the round of for this match we've just seen. If you missed any of the games, they'll be up on YouTube later tonight as well. And yeah, so do check that out. Also, guys, please do hit the follow button on Twitch if you enjoyed the show, so you can see when we go live again in the future. We're like 5 followers away from 1,000, so we may not make it tonight. That's okay. You can't make everything. GG's, well played, and congratulations once again to AT Gaming. Commiserations to Gravity. I mean, what season from them? From coming through, they're definitely the underdogs. No one really expected them to make it to the playoffs to begin with, and yet they did. It was a bit of a surprise to everyone. They made it here. They put up a decent show, you know, 3 very long macro games, a bit of a weird game, and, you know, in general, they were all very good games. They didn't look like it wasn't just like, oh, I attack you at 10 minutes and you died. Oh, I attacked you at 10 minutes, you died. They were really good, solid games, and definitely a way to, a proud way to go out, I feel, for Team Gravity. Right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I've been Wardy. This has been the SC2Improve Team League. Again, if you've enjoyed the show, hit the follow button. Check us out on Twitter at SC2_Improve or our website SC2Improve.net. Or if you're more of a Facebook person, your place to go is facebook.com/SC2Improve. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We should be back tomorrow if ESC will be playing against Maxwell. Then I'll let you guys know on Twitter, etc. if that is the case. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everyone who's hit follow here tonight. And have a great evening. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Have a great evening. Congratulations once again to AT Gaming. And commiserations once again to Gravity. AT Gaming, our second team through to the semi-finals here